So I have an unboxing for you today, and it's going to be a big one because apparently I bought a lot. It's 2 boxes. Yeah, one is from Thriftbooks. It's the last of my thrift order, and the other is from Bookoutlet, which is really easy to overspend at because all the books are like super cheap. So I don't remember what all I got. I do know at least one of these is a series that I already have. So let's see. First one is Rotten Ruin by Jonathan Mayberry. I saw this a couple years back on BookTube when all the post-apocalyptic zombie books were doing the rounds and everybody was reading them. And I never actually had a chance to read this. And they had it cheap at Thriftbooks, so I had to have it. Don't judge me. I'm into zombie books. So I haven't actually read any of this series, but this is the first of the series. It's a Rotten Ruin series. Let's see how good it is. Ah, yes. This one is called Witch. I'm not sure how to pronounce it because it's got the apostrophe in it. Witch Star. It's actually part of a series called The Banned and the Banished, which was originally a trilogy. But they continued it after the trilogy, and I got like the first 4, and then I think this is number 5. Yeah, this is number 4 in the series. And then I have 6, 7, and 8, I think it is. I didn't read past number 4, so this is number 5, and I haven't read this one yet, but I read the first 4. I went ahead and I bought the rest of the series when I could find it, but I just managed to miss this one. Yes. And this is First Writer's Call by Kristen Brittain. I read the very first book in the series years and years and years ago, and last year, I think, or year before last, I found out it was actually a series. So I've been trying to collect the rest of the series, and hopefully it'll come up in my to-be-read jar soon. Now we're going to open the Bookoutlet box, which is huge. I didn't think I ordered that many books, so there must be a good amount of hard books. Because sometimes when I order from like Bookoutlet or from Thriftbooks, I don't pay attention whether they're hardbacks or softbacks because they're super cheap. And I'd actually rather have the hardbacks, but usually the hardbacks are way too expensive. Like right now, I'm listening to an audiobook called Year One by Nora Roberts. I listen to audiobooks as I sort cards for my local game shop. It's really good, but it's only in hardback, and hardback's like $25. So it'll be a while before I get it. Does it say how many items I got? It does not say how many items I got, but shipping and handling and all, I spent $26. So there we go. Wish they'd put bubble wrap in there. I like bubble wrap much more than I like paper. Okay, so we've got Pamela Palmer's Obsession Untamed. It's a paranormal romance book about shifters, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm currently into the urban fantasy, shifting fantasy, dark fantasy type things. Robert Asperin's Dragon Luck. I have a couple books in this series that I picked up at Goodwill, so I thought, yes, if it was cheap, I would have some of that. Okay, this was a cover by. It's called Song of the Beast by Carol Berg. It's got an assassin ninja dude standing in front of a dragon. I saw the cover and I had to have it because dragons. Rise Again by Ben Tripp, which, if I'm not mistaken, is another zombie apocalypse book. I have quite a few of them. I'm into the zombie apocalypse thing, the post-apocalyptic books and such. Don't judge me. Diablo, Storm of Light by Nate Kenyon. got this because I like the game, Diablo the game. So I figured, why not? Why not? Acheron by Dusty? No, that's just the cover. Acheron by Sherilyn Kenyon. I've actually read several of the books in this series, but not all of them. It's currently in my I'm reading pile. I think I'm on like the second book in the series because I only just restarted reading it. And I keep not buying this one because I was convinced I had it, and I don't. So, here we go. Lindsay Sands, Falling for the Highlander. I have quite a few of her books because I started getting her books back when I was into regular romance, and then she was one of the authors that had a couple of supernatural ones, which introduced me to the supernatural, paranormal genre. The Book of the Living Dead, another zombie book. I think this one is, if I'm not mistaken, this one is an anthology. Yeah, Mary Shelley, Edgar Allan Poe, Washington Irving, H.P. Lovecraft, all authors I've heard of. Guy de Maupassant, which I have not heard of. Mark Twain, I didn't know he did any horror. Okay. Let's see. And a whole bunch of other names on the back that I'm not familiar with. So that should be interesting. I didn't realize it was mostly literature writers. So, yeah. Silver on the Road by Laura N. Gilman. I'm not really into the Western thing, but the little blurb about this seemed interesting. It's a Western fantasy. So it's fantasy, but it's set in a Western thing, which I thought was kind of cool because it just sounded neat. But I'm not really into Westerns, so there we go. Pull the rest of this stuff out and get rid of the box because the box is awkward. This is Time of the Dragons by James A. Owen. It's part of a series, but again. The Age of Dragons, Book 2, or Volume 2. Is it Book 2 or Volume 2? I'm not sure. I think it's just Book 2. So I didn't realize it was part of a series. I'll have to look into the first book before I read it. Blood Witch by Amelia Atwater Rhodes. Cover on this is cool with Athame and all that. Apparently, it's also part of a trilogy. Just bad the mouse in here. Every time I do that, I have to get the prior books before I can read the one I got, right? I mean, you can't read the middle of the series first. I think this one, oh yeah, Vampires Are the Only Family Vance, and I cannot pronounce that name for sure, has known ever since he was abandoned by his shapeshifter parents. And that is probably why I ordered the book, because it just sounds all kinds of cool. Forbidden, a novel of the Sazi by Kathy Clamp. I got this one because I do believe this is earlier in the series. I have a later book in the series, so I needed the first, and I think this is the first. Is it the first? Yes, Luna Lake, book 1. So that's why I got that one. It's because it's first in a series I already had. This just looked kind of cool, and the cover was kind of neat too, but it's called Echo 8 by Sharon Lynn Fisher. But what's really cool is at first glance in this book, this redhead looks like Scarlett Johansson. But this one is a sci-fi novel, if I'm not mistaken. It's a tour book, so it might be more fantasy than sci-fi. And then A Wind in the Night, a novel of the noble dead. So another dead book. I don't think this one is zombies though. And I think I might have prior books in the series. Or I know I have some. Yeah, I have the first book in the series. I may have 1 or 2 other series in here. Oh, it's multiple series. That is kind of cool. So I didn't realize how many books are in the series. That is all various series in this series. So it's a series 1. Let's see, we've got series 1, series 2, series 3, and then vampire series. And Lord knows how many of these books I actually have, because I do know I have several by this couple, which is Barb and J.C. Hendy, something like that. But I saw it and it looked really cool, and I remembered that it's part of the same series as Dampier, which is a book I have in paperback. So that was a lot of books for one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 books from Book Outlet, and the last 3 from the thrift books. So there we go. And that is this unopening.